all right, so we're going to do a quick video. If you don't know me or this is your first video, my name is Anthony. I am a New York, Italian, famous tap dancer who wrote a book because food was killing him. Anyway, I was internally bleeding. It was hard to dance. I didn't look like myself. I had to change something. I married her, another famous dancer. And
he's talking about me, huh?
yeah, and we're on this path for 2023 where we're doing all this cooking and we're doing it a little bit more publicly because we've perfected and polished the idea of making delicious food for people who need it. Like gluten-free, soy-free, corn-free, dairy-free, but still incredibly delicious. Because when you think about that, people are like, you know, oh man, the food is gross or it's dry or this or that. It tastes like cardboard, it tastes like air. But you know what? Mindset matters. And one of the things that helps your mindset is if you're still eating delicious food. So here's one of the things that we do. This is our dough ball. If you want the recipe, send us your email address and we will send you the recipe, okay? We're going to get a little loose with our recipes, and this is one of the ways we're going to do it. So this is our pizza-based bread dough ball. When you make this dough ball, you can freeze them. They're real great. When you make this dough ball, you can break it up into 3 little pizzas, personal pizzas. They work great for a pizza. If you give them we would do it an hour at first, but I like the longer rise. So like a 90-minute rise, and then you could either freeze it or put it in the fridge for a day or a couple of days. You know, it's good for a couple of days. And you could make pizza because, you know, like I said, mindset matters. And if you want pizza and you're not getting it, sometimes you can get a little upset. So let's see, 625 grams of this mix that we make. In our mix is white rice flour, a little ahead. In our mix is 120 grams of white rice flour, some millet, 120 grams millet, brown rice, same thing, 90 tapioca, 90 potato starch, a little sugar, a little psyllium husk powder, which is a big trick, as well as golden flaxseed, salt, and instant yeast. All right, that's our flour. And then Stacy did help me with the measy pleasy, right? So we already have out our water, and with the water, we figured about 584 grams.
554? 550 it says?
550? 550. 550 grams of tepid water, right? I start to mix it around a little bit. There we go. And we have some oil.
This is the water or the vinegar and oil. Both.
Oil and vinegar. We use coconut vinegar. You could use any vinegar you like, really. I prefer something a little exotic. So Stacy doesn't do well with the
white vinegar.
With white vinegar and rice vinegar.
Wine. I mean, rice is okay, but my body definitely prefers the coconut vinegar.
Right. So.
That's how it goes.
Now, I know it looks a little wet, but the wetter the better.
Especially for these alternative type of foods, right?
Yeah.
Gluten-free.
Because what's going to happen is you're going to see it's already starting to happen. These flours soak up a lot more of the moisture.
Yeah, because they're a little bit more dense.
Yeah, it looks blobby now, but what happens is if you just use almond flour or something like that, you wind up at the end, you're like so heavy,
Too
right?
mealy.
And you don't get a good rise. When you do this, you get a good rise. I know it sounds crazy, but the wetter the better. It's already starting to get soaking up. All right, so like I said, if you want this recipe, send us your email. We'll give you the recipe, or go visit our website, foodasaprescription.com, because that's the name of the book, foodasaprescription.com. And I like to say, with forward by Dr. Rob.
Bam.
All right, so,
Right there.
you know, starting to get a little, there we go, great. Starting to get that consistency.
And because it doesn't have gluten in it, you really can't overmix it. It's not.
Yeah, well, that's the whole
not
part of the whole thing about gluten. The way it works when you're doing traditional baking is the way it sticks together and it has that elasticity.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, this recipe took a long time, but you get that same thing. Typically when you do this, when you're making bread, when I was a normie, is that what they call them? Normies?
Yeah, normie.
When I was a normie, that sounds so ridiculous. Sounds like talking about
I don't think you
mother.
are ever really normal.
No, I'm still not normal. You wouldn't want to see that sticking to the side, right? Because that means it's too wet. But for these flours, it's perfect. All right, let's do the next step here, Stace. Let's move along.
Yeah, that is the next step. You're rolling it around because we gotta grease the.
Let's grease this bad boy.
Okay.
Hello.
We prefer a spray oil when we do this type of thing, just because it's
a little
easier to distribute.
A little bit.
You know?
Just a little bit.
Easy.
Yeah. And if you're here and you like this, and you may not like it, you may not know if you like it or not until after you try to make the recipe. Or maybe you just like us. Yeah. You got to do the whole, oh, look how nice that's going now.
Just remember.
Do the whole subscribe and like the video, please.
Yeah.
And go to the website, foodisprescription.com. Yes, Stacy.
I was going to remind them to read the ingredients of things. Because, you know, when you look at ingredients, sometimes there are things in them that you don't expect because the front of it doesn't say it or whatever it is, right? And then you get home and you use it and you're like, what is happening to me? I don't understand why I still feel bad.
The number one thing, hey, we're going to do a wet towel.
Plastic? I did
Plastic and a
not
wet
get
towel?
ready for the plastic.
So-
I thought we were just going to use the Banaton thing there.
Yeah, I want to do the whole wet towel. So and then I put a warm wet towel over it, plastic, warm wet towel over that, and then I'm going to rise it for 30 minutes. So we're going to go bye-bye for a second. Here's what it looks like. We're going to go bye-bye for a second. We're going to go do our rise, and we'll come back to you and show you how we finish this off after we do our rise for about
90 minutes?
90 minutes, yeah. All right, see you in 90.
Okay.
Through the magic of film, this will be a quick 90 minutes. All right, so the 90 minutes is over. Look at that. See that right there? See that? When I first started doing gluten-free, soy-free, corn-free, oh my God, it makes me so happy. It took so long to do this in reality, but now it just takes 90 minutes. Remember how small our dough ball was before? Look at that. We are doubling in size. Word up. Okay, now, here's what we're going to do. Stacey, you ready to do a little math with me?
Yeah.
Cool. So we have 1840 minus 1839, pardon me, 1839. I know, it changed. It's all good. 1839 minus
Yeah, I forgot it.
595.
595.
594. Second one,
1245.
1245. Great.
And then we're dividing that by 3.
Divided by 3 is what?
415.
Bam. So we're going to have 3.
We range here between 415 to 430.
Great. So
Depending
here we go.
upon how much we get a rise.
Now we're going to, oh my God, it's so pretty.
415 we want.
Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. So, boom. Let's see what we got. 405.
Oh, that was very close.
415.
Bam.
Great. Now we're going to do this. And we're going to put it in our container. And then, that's it. 1. See if I can nail these 2 now. That's 1. Oh my God, the pizza that this makes is fantastic. But I got to tell you, I think it's better if it sits in the fridge for a day to do a cold rise. 419. There we go. So, it's our second one. We're going to round it up. Oh, it's so soft. What'd you say?
Got a gram?
Got a gram? Mm-hmm. There we go. Soft number 2. 1, 2, and 14. All right, great.
Yep.
And number 3. Now, we will save this and we will make pizza this week. Man, pizza is a staple for me. And not having pizza would make this lifestyle
Now,
strenuous and stressful. But
what if
we
you-
worked hard,
Yeah.
did this for a long time, and now we can turn this into pizza. Now, if we let this rise for another hour, you could take that and use it for Italian bread.
So you could do
Otherwise-
things, right?
What's
you
that?
can form it into like the Italian loaf.
Yeah.
Or you could put it in one of those Banatons over there and
Banneton?
make it into a
icing
round.
round.
A round
So you can
loaf.
take this bad boy right here.
Yeah, you flour it.
And
up
you can
on
flour
the
it up?
inside,
Yep.
and then you would put the loaf, what we
That
just
ball?
took out, into the Banneton, and then you would rise it for another.
At least
Hour?
At least hour.
Yeah.
Rise it for another hour, and then you would put it in your oven, and you would make some bread. Otherwise, these bad boys could be turned into, right now at this point, you could
Okay.
roll hot dogs in them and make pigs in a blanket. I make big ones. You want to do that on camera?
I don't know.
I make big pigs in a blanket. Otherwise, you could also use it to make a strombaloon. What's a strombaloon? Oh man, stromboli. Oh God, do I love stromboli. You can make stromboli with it. Yeah? make a little stromboloni. Stromboloni.
Listen, there's no question if Anthony is Italian.
What do you mean? The DNA test said I was
Literally
Italian.
no question. I mean, you're really 3/4 what, Sicilian, and
3 parts Sicilian, 1 part
those-
Napolitan.
And that's not necessarily considered Italian, or is it?
No, it's Italian,
own
but
thing,
Sicilian
right?
is Sicilian, and Napolitano is a part of Italy. It's
Yes.
two different things.
Napoli.
Anyway, before we wrap this up, I want to tell you, follow our TikTok.
While
We cook
we're
live
wrapping
every
up.
Monday night.
Yeah.
We are on YouTube. Follow our YouTube at Loca Foods.
Gluten free.
At Loca Foods, gluten free. Otherwise, we wrote a book called Food is a Prescription. Gluten free, soy free, corn free, dairy free. Listen, if your food ain't delicious, you ain't gonna eat it. All we do is delicious. We're gonna take the next year. We're gonna work on our live cooks, which are all gonna be part of our cookbook. If you want one of our recipes, if you crave something, send us an email. Tell us which recipe you want. We will send you that recipe. If there's something that we don't do that you would like to see done, send me what you want. I will take a shot at it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be here eating and making delicious food with my absolutely stunning wife. Those eyes, I know. You look at me and it just kills me. Anyway, all right. Not kills me. Dad killed all right. Anyway, before I start waxing
Can't
poetic.
say those words.
Yes. Before I start waxing poetic about my Stacy, that's our dough. See you later. Thank you much. Follow the things. Bye-bye.